Hello, Provo City. I am Superintendent Wendy Dow from the Provo City School District. Today is Tuesday, October 7th. I apologize that our video cast is coming to you one day late, but better late than never. I've had some questions from community members about when does quarter one end and how does that work with the professional development day for teachers on October 20th. So the quarter does end before fall break for students. So the last day of coursework and anything that's going to be tied to quarter one would be on Wednesday, October 15th. We do have to keep PowerSchool open until Tuesday, the 21st, so that our teachers have time on that professional development day to finalize and enter grades. So we just want you to be aware that that's why we have it set up that way. That doesn't mean that students should be using fall break as a way to turn in a whole bunch of late work, because those teachers have already graded those things and they're just going to be using that Tuesday to finalize those grades. So we just wanted to make you aware of that. Just a heads up that fall break begins on Thursday, October 16th and goes through Tuesday, October 21st. Students will be returning to school on Wednesday, October 22nd, which will be the beginning of second quarter. Teachers will actually be back in the building on the 21st for part day professional development day and part day grading and planning day. On October 8th, which is tomorrow, is Show Up Provo. I appreciate all of the schools that are putting together some attendance challenges. We're putting together some really interesting data for our legislators to show that students that are chronically absent have lower growth rates across the board. They do not meet those typical or better than typical growth rates, and that our students really struggle to actually have good GPAs as a result, that our students that are consistently attending school do better. And so attendance is really, really important. So we're trying to really emphasize that on October 8th. We've had lots of recognition of different classes throughout the district who have had perfect attendance, and our principals making a big deal about this. And we appreciate all of the efforts that our parents put into getting our students to school and getting them here on time. I want to make you aware of a program that we've signed on to as Provo City School District with the Utah System of Higher Education. It is called Access Utah. This particular program is a website that the Utah System of Higher Education is sponsoring, where a student will go in and log into that particular website, and then they can submit a single application and be admitted to all of the public institutions within the state of Utah that they qualify for with basically a click of the button. So it eliminates the barriers and the time that it takes for a student to go in and apply at each university. They can do this all at once. Principals will be sending out information about this to the school communities so that students can utilize this at the high schools during Utah College Application Week, which happens at the end of October or early part of November. It does require parents to opt into this particular program and to agree that it's okay for us to share student information such as their address, their transcript, those particular things that will lay out specifically what is shared so that they can do that automatic admission for students. Certainly it is not required for parents to be a part of this, but if they want to, there will be a survey that they fill out and actually sign electronically so that our counselors and our tech team knows what students' information should be shared and which ones should not. So that's just kind of an exciting thing, and we're on the cutting edge of that. Not a lot of other districts are participating in this, and we really want to break down barriers. This includes access to technical schools and vocational schools, so anything that is a public run institution, so like MTech or Salt Lake Community College, UVU, all of those would be part of this process. Our partnership with the University of Utah still continues as they are working with making sure that students are made aware if they're eligible for scholarships. This is the most selective institution that is a public institution in the state of Utah. And so once students are receiving admission to the University of Utah, they know that they can be admitted anywhere. So we're collaborating and really trying to break down barriers for students and just open up lots of different opportunities, not just four-year colleges, but two-year programs or one-year certificate programs. We have a lot of options available throughout the state of Utah, and we want to make sure that our students are really taking advantage of that. We are moving forward with some district licenses for an AI tool that has been approved by the Utah State Board of Education. This meets all of our student data privacy requirements. It also will be utilized when as teachers are trained in this process. It's not a requirement that students are utilizing this, but we know that AI is becoming an important tool, particularly for secondary students, to start learning how to use this tool appropriately as they're going to be entering into the workforce, and a lot of jobs are going to be utilizing AI, whether we like it or not. We also want to give a big shout out to all of our PTAs across our schools. I don't think people realize how much our PTAs actually do and how many volunteer hours they put forward. They really care about the quality of our public education. They care about our students. They care about our teachers. Please, 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 if you have an opportunity to join your school's PTA, please do so. Please support the work that they do, because they put students and teachers and parents at the center and recognize that it is a partnership between all three that makes our public schools function at the most effective level. I do want to give a big shout out to Shoreline Middle School for two things that occurred over the past week. There was a group of students that helped guide Representative White through the school and talk about some of the awesome things that are taking place at Shoreline Middle School, allowed him to answer questions, and the students ran the entire thing. It wasn't something that the teachers did or that they scripted. It was really student driven, and it was fun, I think, for Representative White to see what great things are happening across our school district. Also, Shoreline Middle School, and I know several of our schools do this, but they do a birthday celebration each month where they highlight students and their birthdays. They give them pancakes. And I think it's just a great opportunity for our students to feel seen. And so just want you to know about the efforts that our schools are taking to make their environments just awesome places. Next week is National School Lunch Week. It is the week of fall break. However, we will be having celebrations October 13th through 15th. Their students will be tasting international dishes from around the world, and there will be a fun prize at Centennial and Shoreline where one lucky student at each school will win a new bike just for eating school lunch. There will also be other prizes at all of our schools, and so we hope that you will help us celebrate great, healthy, tasty school meals next week. With that, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Thanks, everybody.